Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
There he is,
Football.
What's up, buddy?
the Rhino, Alex Boone, my man. Another late night film breakdown session here. We call it Trenches with Boone on Purple Daily.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop shortly here. By the way, if you're audio audience, we will talk this through Apple, Spotify. It's probably best consumed on the Purple Daily YouTube channel where we do the full film breakdown here. But the Minnesota Vikings are 4-0, my friend.
Buddy. Looking good. And this isn't like a Chiefs 4-0 either, that everyone's like, ooh, it's getting ugly. This is like, ooh, what's going on over here? Like, dude, the first half, could it have gone any better?
It's one of the, I think I saw, it was the first 28-point lead the Vikings have had at Lambeau Field since 1973.
I believe it.
And to your point, like we're sitting here, we're recording this late at night on a Monday. The Seahawks are getting whooped as we speak on Monday Night Football.
I'm putting it on right now. Sorry, I was trying to put it on. I haven't been able to watch anything because of.
You're not missing a whole lot, dude. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that Titans Dolphins game, burn the film on that thing. Wash your eyes out with alcohol. It's awful.
Get rid of it.
But my point is, the Seahawks started 3-0. They hadn't played anybody yet. They played the Patriots and the Broncos. Dude, the Vikings have beat the Packers at Lambeau Field, the Texans, and the 49ers before the 49ers had a bunch of injuries to Debo and some other key players. So, yeah, this is
real,
I feel like it's getting real here. It's getting
real. It's getting kind of fun. I think Sam Darnold's just dropping stuff right in a bucket, and it's like, what is going on? Like, just how much fun they all look like they're having. And Aaron Jones comes back home. I was so mad he didn't score a touchdown. I was so mad for him. I wanted him.
They were trying, man.
Dude, I know they were. And I'm not gonna lie. You could tell at one point they were trying hard. Like, they got down there, and I think they did one where they pulled Darisaw around. And I was like, Darisaw, I just want to see you just destroy somebody for Aaron right now. But it was fun to watch, man. And that's what's exciting is, like, when you're looking around the league right now, there's a lot of teams going up and down, right? Like, everyone's like, one week they're really good, and the next week they suck, and then they're really good, and then all of a sudden they need a pep talk to get them going again. When you look at the Vikings, they just look really good. They look like they're having fun. They look like they're making it easy, which always looks fun. But also, I think it's the fact that KOC's getting the most out of his offense for what he has. You know what I'm saying? I mean, You don't have a huge tight end in the middle that's going to draw so much more attention once he comes back. Obviously, right now, JJ's drawing a ton of attention. But at the same time, when you can throw bullseyes, it doesn't matter how many guys are. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, this guy's going to get free, and if he's not, I'll just make him free. And I think that's awesome. And then not only that, but like the one thing I'm starting to notice, like how many people show up, right? Like there's 2 tight ends are consistently in the offense. We got Powell showing up, Jalen Naylor showing up, like all these guys, Jordan Addison showing up huge this last game. Like, when you can start to spread the ball around, you start to show defenses like, 18's really, really good. And if you want to just bracket him the whole game, then we'll let these other 5 guys destroy you. Or you could play a real defense, and we'll just see what happens. But then you do that, and you let 18 just torch you across the middle. People are like, yeah, never mind, don't do that.
Isn't it crazy? Like 2 or 3 times a game, he'll just catch a pass. And it happened. Dude. It happened in the fourth quarter when the Vikings they haven't done anything on offense for like an hour. And all of a sudden, Justin Jefferson's just wide open for like a 35-yard gain. A guy that good.
Yeah. What are you doing? Who's getting fired
Who's
on
in charge here?
What's going on? No, but that's what happens when you try to play real defense. You're like, you know what? Screw this guy. They're not doing anything. Next play, like 40-yard strike. You're like, never mind. Let's go back to bracket 18. It's fun. And defensively, what they're being able to do, like the turnovers are just, that's what honestly killed the Green Bay. Like the minute you throw 2 picks in the first half, you miss 2 field goals, and you have a turnover on downs, it's like, this is just a shitty start. And I credit Matt LaFleur because the minute he got that unsportsmanlike, that team was kind of like, you know what? Okay, this dude's going to get a big, hefty fine. We might as well go out here and start swinging. And they came back, but at the same time, that's one of those things where, and I think it's just because I've seen behind the curtain, things like that always made me nervous. Like when you would have your foot on someone's throat and you'd be like, okay, it's time to just execute him right here. And all of a sudden you just kind of stumble over yourself and you're like, well, all right, the next series, we're going to put him away. And then it's the same thing. And you're like, okay, guys, whoa. We're not in slow-mo yet. Like we got to just put him away to sleep. Because all of a sudden you look, it's 28-22 and you're like, what the hell is going on? This game was way out of reach a minute ago. And now all of a sudden it's in striking distance. And that's a scary thought. And I think it's one of those things where offensively, you just got to keep pushing. I think all of a sudden you start to see the quarterbacks under a little bit more duress, and all of a sudden you're like making bad plays, and you're like, where was this in the first half? I didn't see any of this. This is coming out of nowhere. But if you're an opposing team, you look at that and you're like, hey, you see this? They had a chance to end these dudes and they didn't. Like this team we can push this team. If we can just stay in it till halftime and continue to push them, now that's easier said than done because no one so far has been able to do it. And I hate to tell you, but I don't think the Jets got a fighting chance over in
that
Lando.
team. Yeah, I know. Judd was getting a little nervous of my haughtiness here, but I feel like you've got Coach Rodgers chirping at Robert Saleh again. They can't move the ball at all. I mean, the Broncos have a decent defense. I mean, but
offensively, dude, you let them outscore you. He had 60 yards passing. He had
25. Bo Nix 25 pass attempts.
Sam Darnold had that in the first drive. I'm not even kidding you. What are we doing? That's my whole point. But like when you look at that, this is a great way to go 5-0, right? And this is what is also exciting is they look like they're starting to catch fire. And they're starting to have a little bit of momentum. And they're like, hey, you know what? We can go in here and do what we want. Let's just go in here and run our game, do our stuff, and have fun. I mean, I'm not kidding you. The first half of that game, I was like, what is going on? Sam Darnold, no one was near him. At one point, I was like, is Kenny Clark taking the day off? But all of a sudden, I see Ed Ingram just throwing blows. And I'm like, I like this team. And that's why I say they're not the Kansas City Chiefs 4-0. I look at that and I'm like, that's going to crumble soon. Will it? I don't know. I'm really just like, please don't get the first 3-peat, right? Like I can't have that on my soul. But at some point I'm looking at this team and I'm like, this is a different team. Like today on our show, we ranked them and we were third. And at some point in me, I have to go, well, why aren't they first? Now, obviously Kansas City would be one because until you beat the beaten, like you have to beat them for me to believe it.
I mean, if you didn't know anything about their dynasty, which, that has to factor in.
Of course it does. That's why I'm like, you have to, until I see them lose and not be allowed to come back and play the next week, I won't think they're not the first. But right now, too, I'm thinking it's the Vikes, dude. And I'm not even blowing smoke. I'm like, yeah, I really like this team a lot. They complement themselves well. Their screen game right now, you know how I feel about a screen game.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I did put a screen in here, and we will go to the film here in a second.
You know me. You know I love screens.
I was looking up. I know you love statistics.
I love statistics.
On this. And by the way, Booney refers to our podcast. You can find Booney has a podcast, Jeremiah Searles and I on O-Line Committee YouTube channel, Apple and Spotify. And you guys are breaking down film all the time on that channel too. But I was digging through some screen pass statistics early, big wild Monday night here at the Mackey household.
You're not kidding.
And it is legitimately one of the best screen games in the NFL. The Vikings are averaging the second most yards on screen passes of any team in the NFL so far this year. They're averaging 9 yards per screen pass.
So
inject it into my veins.
I was watching the screen game very closely this game to be like, what about this screen game? And the way that their offensive line is like able to leak out is so incredible right now. Like it's an art form, right? Like you have to kind of let this guy think you beat me, but you haven't beat me the whole game, right? So sometimes like oh shit really goes a long way. Oh no, you know what I'm saying? These guys, like they set and they just become like super like whatever you want to do. Go ahead. And like at one point I saw Kenny Clark like throw at Ingram and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then all of a sudden I saw the screen develop and I go, that was brilliant.
Beautiful.
There we go. Because now Ed Ingram's right out in front and Kenny Clark's like, here I come, Sam. No, you don't. Stupid.
And there's an art form from the quarterback too of just being able to, all right, don't overthrow it, don't dirt it.
You know who the Picasso is? The running back. If the running back can leak out just so slowly without anyone, because you know how like every now and then they'll like give that fake like I'm here to block, and then they spin out real fast and a linebacker comes jetting in because he sees it. Like when you watch the Vikings, they just slowly just get out there, don't pay any attention to me, and then I just flip around and it's like, this is brilliant. Oh
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, one major point to that screen game might be 18 running that way and everything happening
That's fair.
this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. You KOC, you're smart enough to know that. Everyone's looking at 18. Well, why don't we just go over here? Brilliant, dude.
But they've had 18 in the mix the last 2 years in their screen game. And, you know, I feel like I just dump on Alexander Madison on the show, but Alexander Madison
really well at Vegas. Did you watch him this last game? He was running really hard. I'm proud of him.
Must have missed it.
You didn't miss much. Brownies lost again.
But he averaged like half the yardage on screen pass attempts as Aaron Jones the last. I mean, this is not a fluke. Aaron Jones was good at this in Green Bay.
He's
good at Minnesota.
They got to be so mad they lost him.
But that's the thing. They weren't. They just ditched him and brought in. And Jacobs is good, but
he's great. I just looking back, that was kind of a revenge game, and I was like, "Good for you, buddy. You got to get him a tutty next one, though. Got to get him a tutty."
Yeah. Okay, let's jump in here in just a second after we say hello to Nicolay Law, the official exclusive personal injury law firm of Purple Daily. Nicolay Law knows that when you or a loved one gets injured, ordinary life can come to a stop. Things can get complicated. That's where Russell Nicolay and his team come in to make sure you get the compensation you deserve after an accident. So if you've been injured, get Minnesota's local award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay. That's nicolaylaw.com, or give them a call at 1-855-NICOLAY.
Mackie, you watching this game?
What's happening now?
You want
Seahawks
Monday night?
coming back?
Dude, they're down 8 and they just crossed the 50. Dude,
okay, they were down by
this
15
is a game.
Or something when I last checked.
Don't ever count Seattle down till the zeros.
These Monday night film sessions that usually drop for the audience after they know what happened in the games, but we get to sweat them out live here. So I'm going to go full screen. We're going to go through. This is kind of chronological throughout this game. So we're going to start in the first quarter, and I'm just going to roll some of these offensive plays, and you take us to school. 10 plus years in the NFL trenches. Former 49er, former Viking, the Rhino, Alex Boone.
What an encore. I love this. All right, listen, before we get started, when we can watch this play as it happens, one thing we notice is we're an empty. Empty will always force your hand on what you're doing. I love this. Here we go.
Especially pitch and catch right there. Great little pitch and catch.
Simple little play. Here we go. We got an overload to the right. We love overload. Something's going to happen. Someone's going to come back across. If they don't, then they're truly trying to match up this one-on-one over here, which, by the way, that's a silly matchup, okay? That's silly. Yep. Not even going to get into why that's silly, but sure.
It's advantage Darisaw, right?
Clearly. We're in man coverage. We motioned in. We saw somebody coming in. I like this. So now we're going to go with the Rocco over here. We're going to pull everybody over here. Now this guard coming across, first thing I'm thinking is who's coming back to me? I don't want to get in here too tight because
Blake Brandle's waiting for someone to fill that hole. Is that
correct? He's coming down expecting, and I'm right here there it is. See how Kenny Clark comes back? Brando does a great job of waiting. He doesn't, and at times some guys sneak too far in there, and then all of a sudden Kenny Clark comes around the edge. But what did I just tell you? Darisaw versus Preston Smith. Let me tell you what, Darisaw versus anybody is a mismatch versus them. I don't care who it is, and I'm not even kidding you. And what do I love over here? Brian O'Neill. We're doing the same thing with Rashawn Gary. I'm not scared. I can mess with this. Look how far out there he goes and challenges him. God.
You're not going to find a cleaner pocket here. This is wild.
That's why I'm telling you, man, this isn't like I need to run around and act a fool over in Kansas City. This is like I'll just sit here and throw strikes right here to Jalen Naylor, who's, by the way, 10 yards of separation on all angles. Wow. What is going on? Or maybe, I'm sure Justin Jefferson was being bracketed and everybody else had to be forced in a one-on-one, which is also smart. Just very smart.
Let's go back here. So,
because what am I doing if I'm the quarterback? I'm trying to find my one-on-one matchups. Where's my mismatch? Where's the open holes? Let's see. We start off on man, and there's your bracket right there.
Yeah.
Tip.
So these guys,
as soon as they cross, right? He sees Justin Jefferson, and who is he going to take? Of course he's going to take 18 because they know that's the big playability. We're taking that away deep. But at the same time, once again, pitch and catch. And I'm almost positive, wasn't this like 3rd and 15? Dude, do you know how hard
this
it
is where I
is?
need to get better at just marking these. But
I'm
this
almost
was
positive. It's 3rd and 15. Because I remember
you're
watching
right.
this.
It is a 3rd and 15. Yes.
To convert a 3rd and 15, number one, is so incredibly hard in the NFL. But two, it's not hard when that's your pocket. And then all of a sudden, there comes your crosser. Dude, I'm telling you, they're making it
And
look
dude,
really easy.
I think credit to Kevin O'Connell for a lot of coaches on 3rd and 15, including the previous head coach.
Draw.
Yep. Just super conservative. If we happen to pick up 10, maybe we make a decision on 4th down, but let's not go crazy. And Kevin O'Connell gets in 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15, and he's hunting for chunks down the field
I'm
with his
telling you,
play
man,
calling.
it's the momentum. It's the you have to stop us until I'll believe it theory. And I see it all the time in the NFL. And actually, having lived it, you understand it. It's kind of like, yeah, you're right. If we don't act like alphas out here, then who's going to? Are they going to? Well, then let's just go show them we know what we're doing. Once again, what am I seeing that I don't like? We got no pressure anywhere. You're going to let a quarterback stand back there who has been just throwing dimes all year. Game 1, even I was like, okay, it's the Giants. Game 2, I was like, okay, I'm very intrigued. Game 3, I was like, you have my interest. Now I am just flat on the floor for you because this is a bomb. Like, once again, realizing the one-on-one matchups. Where are we going? A little stutter go. Talk dirty to me.
This pocket is perfection.
Dirty. I love this. We're in an overfront. We're going to motion over. Looks like we're in some sort of zone because everyone's starting to motion with us. Nobody ran with us. Here we go. Once again, who is that? Van Ness. Isn't that a rookie? Darasaw's blocking this guy with one hand. This is hilarious. Stuff makes me laugh, man. You have to enjoy the small
What's up
things.
with this little last minute shift by the Packers defensive tackles here? What are they?
They're probably
just
worried. They're trying to get back into their overfront. So they're basically a team that if they start an over and you move your tight end, they're going to get back to an overfront because that's number one. That's a huge like nickel front. But two, it's great for stopping the run in nickel. Once again,
That's a dot.
dude, I'm telling you, I've seen more than I need to see to be like, okay, I was wrong. Y'all were right. Kwesi, I will never challenge you again.
Do you remember last year's game in Lambeau? I think the touchdown pass Kirk threw to Jordan Addison, which may have been Kirk's last touchdown pass as a Viking. I think it was the same play from like the same spot on the field.
What if it was
to go up by 3 touchdowns?
Wouldn't that be terrible? Like, he's just that petty. By the way, are we not going to talk about how Darrisaw just blocked that guy with one hand?
Yeah, let's go back. Let's watch Christian Darrisaw.
I'm obsessed with this guy. All right, so he's going to set Van Ness, which I'm not really worried about that matchup. I'm sure we're in some sort of a Rocco set or some sort of a, like right here, it would have been a duel, but now it goes to a Rocco because they switch their front. Of course they do. Because why? We don't need to help 71. 71 is a big dog. And here we go. Look at that hand right in the throat. But see how he gets his hand off of him?
Wow.
See how Van Ness takes his hand off? But then Darrisaw's like, well, where are you going? Dude. I used to love like stuff like this because they'd get so frustrated. And once again, look at this pocket. Beautiful ball. I think we're still in the first quarter at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Too,
this is early, man.
I mean, you talk about driving nuts.
All right, let's run the ball here. Let's run the ball here. Line up in the eye.
Anytime I see Ham, I get excited. Yeah, dude, talk dirty to me. A little ham sandwich for you. Here we go.
Oh, we're canning to.
Ooh, no, we're alerting. We're alerting. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, dude. Oh, face mask all the way. Good God. Get off the face mask. Here we go. Fun plays, man. I love these cutbacks. Cutbacks are huge.
So what's likely happening here? So they obviously have a play called, and then they can alert to something else based on a certain look, right?
Yeah. And pay attention to this motion because it's going to show up later, right? They do some motion later and it ends up scoring a touchdown because simple things like that just kind of get you to be like, okay, what did the defense do? Well, nobody really moved. Nobody really flinched. Okay, well, now let's see if they do next time we hand it off to them, which is super fun. But at the same time, this is more of a design cutback. So we're going front side, but see how Ham's going backside? He's kind of setting these. Yeah, we would call this kind of like a split zone. Like at times they would call this 97 Mike, and it would tell you that Ham is going to always block the Mike. So right here, 7's the Mike. We would block it Ham on Mike. Here we could call this 97 Will, Well, right here would technically be 97 Sam, because you would tell the line, hey, the Sam's being blocked by somebody else. So then all the counts go forward. So see how Brendel and
Bradbury
Bradbury are going to 50. I think that's 58.
55 for 50.
One of them.
This guy right here. Right.
Yep.
Not
And then
good.
you
Not
got
good. Not
Ed
good. Not
Ingram.
gonna make a tackle on this play.
Not gonna do shit on this one. Ed Ingram here and Brian O'Neill, they're pushing to 7. And then what you do is you isolate Ham and 58. That's 58 right there. Yeah. 58 in the hole. But see how everything's pushed front side. So it creates this huge hole. And it almost forces that linebacker to make a decision. Do I want the ball to cut in? Do I want the ball to cut out? But the nice thing is Brian O'Neill gets just enough on that mic that he's not able to make the tackle there. It ends up being a great run. So this would be like a 97 Sam play. Everyone's pushing it front side, and they do it probably because the minute that motion went, those backers pushed over. So they're like, we have great angles for this. Let's just run it. And it's this misconception of like, go back real quick. You can kind of see 7 gets put in a panic situation. See how he runs up right away, but the minute he realizes Ham went the other way, he stops and starts to cross back over because then he realizes, oh my God, I've gone too far. And that's what you want this play to do. As soon as Sam starts to like show ball out here, everybody should flow just like that. And then
so
as
he
soon
freaks
as
out because he knows this is washing down this way
exactly
and he's going this way, right?
He feels the bee on top of him and he's like, oh no, I went too far in here. And so now he tries to come out right now. Ed's got to be tighter on Kenny Clark. Now that is Kenny Clark, but at the same time, Brian does a great job right there of getting just enough on him to get him off.
Yeah. The first 2 years of Kevin O'Connell, because this is a good chunk run. This isn't like a 75-yard break it all the way, but these little blows throughout the course of a game, 25 carries for 90-plus yards, these body blows that set up some of the passes. So Kevin O'Connell has changed his play calling pattern this year. I'm not sure if people have fully noticed this. The Vikings were, I believe, 2nd and 5th in pass attempts the last couple years. They're now 25th in pass attempts. They've flipped it. They are running the ball at a much higher rate than they were the first 2 years of Kevin O'Connell's career. Helps to have Aaron Jones. You can just feed the beast, but
that and the offensive line's doing a great job up front.
Yep.
Like they're playing out of their minds right now. And seriously, credit Chris Cooper because he's the man in charge, and they're doing really well. Like even this right here. I mean, he just doesn't have any pressure on him all day. And this is when I started to notice, like, man, a lot of people are showing up in the pass game. Like, man, they're really falling asleep on everybody else other than Justin Jefferson right now, which will happen when you have a guy like that out there. These are always fun. This is like a U banana type because we're in 13 personnel. So you have your Y over here. You have would be your U backside. And then your last guy would technically be like your X over there. But see how everyone kind of comes down. We're going to show ball. We call this like almost like a spider 2 U banana. Ooh, ooh.
So it looks like these guys all over here obviously take the cheese, right?
Of course they do. And I got to be honest, I never understood why, because these fakes are never really good. But like everybody sucked in over here, and all of a sudden, who falls asleep? 84. Now, 84 would be completely free if this backside corner didn't see him, but it doesn't matter because he's already out leveraged him. And
yeah,
dude, once again, didn't see any pressure on the quarterback. If you don't force a bad decision, he's just going to stand back there and be like, well, no. Oh, there you are. Boop.
Yeah, nice job by Bradbury on that play too.
Hey, how about no, Scott? Dude, I'm telling you, this is so fun. It's fun because look how simple that was. We were like, oh yeah, we're just gonna dangle
smoking a pancake, a pipe and a grape.
Pipe and a grape, bitch and a bong. Here we go. This is it right here.
Screen game.
Dude, this is it. This is the one I saw, and I go, look at this. It's almost like he just completely was like, you know what, just do what you want with me. He just gets thrown out of the way, and he's like, okay, I'm gone anyways.
Dude, forklift me wherever you want to.
I used to laugh at stuff like this, and we were an okay screen team, but like it's so hard sometimes to look like you're trying to let this guy through, but these guys are just so hungry right now because they're down, and they're like, oh my God, these guys are still passing the ball.
Is this where Ed Ingram? Is this what you were talking about earlier?
Yeah. Watch this. Oh no!
Oh no!
Dude has no idea, and I love how Ed just slowly creeps on this dude. Like, okay. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, I'll go back this way.
It's beautiful, man.
Dude, running out on corners and safeties is so hard. And it's like, as you're doing it, you're talking to yourself, like, am I too wide? Am I too wide? Am I too fast? Oh my God, am I doing this wrong? And by the way, great job of Bradbury getting 56 right here, of just getting enough to get on him, because that's one of the guys that could blow this play up.
So Bradbury just sort of bounces off 7, gets to 56.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Here we go. See, climbing on those dudes is so tough.
And it's more, you've talked about this before. It's less about posterizing that cornerback if you're Ed Ingram, and it's more just literally
go back a little bit.
Block the sun, right? Just block the sun.
Let's see if we can see it after he throws the ball. Let's see where he catches the ball. Because remember, we've talked about the sidewalk before, and the sidewalk becomes tricky if you're on the sidewalk or outside of it and somebody's inside of it. Like, you kind of get lost in no man's land. So let's see. They do a great job. By the way, it's a double screen, which is great. I love those. Here we go. So Ed sees him. Ed's inside the sidewalk. The sidewalk is always the numbers. If you find your defender outside the sidewalk, you kick him out. If you find him inside, see how Ed's kind of like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? But right here,
so he's standing on the sidewalk here.
You got to kick him out. You got to.
Okay. Just, man, they hit on like 3 or 4 of these. Just good chunk screenplays. Such a weapon. It's such a weapon that they just didn't have the first 2 years of KOC. All right, let's keep it rocking here. So I believe this is this is Jordan Addison here. So we'll just keep an eye on number 3.
Remember, I told you to watch that motion. Here we go.
Here it is. Oh, we'll just give him the ball real quick.
Ooh,
defense reads this. Defense reads this a little bit.
Missed tackles will kill you. I love a fly sweep down here. It's just so simple. It's so easy. And everyone's kind of like, sure, whatever. Guy in motion, no big deal. Watch. We're in man coverage. Of course, he's 56 is going to get in his way. Here we go. He's the only one that knows he has the ball. And he misses the tackle. By the way, great block right there. Who is that out there?
Justin Jefferson. It's JJ.
That just all my receivers. If he can do it, you can do it.
Look at that. That's the best pass catching wide receiver in the National Football League. Sealing an edge.
Dude, it's incredible. Look at that right there. Oh, stay in there, young fella. I love it. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, sweeps on the edge are so easy. And when we used to get beat on them, I used to get so mad. I'm like, God, don't not see that sweep. We barely ever ran sweeps on there. Drove me nuts.
Here's another trip down to the red zone later on in the.
By the way, where did his socks go? Where did his socks go? I want to know where his socks went.
He's gonna get fined by the football fashion police. Legitimately,
well,
he might get a fine.
Brought it up.
Well, don't they They used to have the old punter, right? Greg Coleman used to be down there pregame.
Oh yeah, and you never knew what he'd always be like super nice to you, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, "What are you gonna find $10,000 for? What is this for?"
Boone, you're not supposed to wear those nipple tassels under your jersey on game day.
I didn't know I couldn't. Here we go. Listen, if you're not open, I'll make you open.
Look at this.
Dude, even he's like, I know, I can't believe it myself.
How many quarterbacks just move off that read? This is what I love about Darnold. Now he throws some interceptions doing this stuff, but
you want to know honestly how many? 29 of them.
You
29 of them go off that read.
And Aaron Rodgers makes that pass.
And who else?
Mahomes.
Thank you.
Josh Allen probably does.
I don't know that Josh would right now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe to Rashid. I don't know. But
Brett Favre would have 15.
Brett Favre for sure would have, dude. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you defend that? How do you defend that? The DB.
Let's take one more look at this,
dude. In that meeting, that DB is like looking at his coach, like, "What do you want me to do? Do you want me to tie his hands behind his back?"
Look at this. This guy. Look at this. He's turning around. And where's the ball? It's by your ear hole, bro.
On the TV copy, he turned around just as the ball went by his head. So he probably was like, "What the hell just?"
Well, and dude, how many receivers catch that ball? Because you say, "Well, he put it on his chest." Yeah, but he didn't know that ball was on his chest until it hit his chest.
10 receivers catch that ball. 10 of them. Crazy. Oh, dude, he's number one. Jamar would be number two. Probably CD.
We're alerting again here.
Digsy. Oh,
So this is, by the way, I'm just going to reset this and we'll hit play again because the Packers by this point, this is 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's now 28-22. Packers have all the momentum. Crowd's going crazy. Everyone in that building now thinks, "Oh my God, the Packers are going to win the game. They've got 10 minutes to finish this comeback. They just hit the 2-point conversion." So it's just a football tsunami coming at the Vikings right now. They've done nothing offensively in the second half. And I believe this is the first play out of that. So here we go. This is a must-score drive here to go up by 2 scores.
Go back real quick.
Kind of like that San Fran game, by the way.
Go back real quick. Hit play.
Man coverage.
Yeah, it's a 2 high, 1 high check. See how they went to 1 high? He checked it. If he would have stayed in 2, I bet you they run it. Because that's what we used to do a lot. If they're in 2-man, we want to just run the ball because they have an extra guy back. If they bring that guy up, what do we want to do? Whoop, whoop. There you go. Dangle ball. By the way, this DB's already cooked. And we're gone.
That's a dime, though.
Dude. Dime.
There's
the socks. Silly. Go ahead, pull up the back end. All right, here we go. As soon as he motions, safety's going to come down. You can see Darnold's kind of looking at him. Right.
So there's the safety coming down. Okay.
Yeah. 2 high, 1 high. We're going to dangle this ball out. This should be like a duo. Let's see. Yep. Duo.
And here's another, just in terms of like game theory. If you're the Packers, you probably assume the Vikings are looking to bleed clock. It's mid fourth quarter. And the Vikings, they're going to try and regroup it here. They've thrown an interception. You're going to run the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to run the ball here. So
run it up. No,
all 3 of these dudes take the bait on this play.
I mean, I don't think I've seen a safety run in here faster. And I don't think this is a blitz. I mean, he's just really like, man, I'm making this tackle. He might have the back man-to-man, but at the same time, dude.
Aaron Jones dies an effectively slow death on the pass protection.
I don't know if this is a slow death. I'd say this is a stalemate. I'd say he stands him up. Let me see. I love this cross-action motion with the running back. Or with the... Oh, no, you're good, man. He's got his hands in his face. Look at that. See how his head snaps back?
It does.
You can tell right now that guy's got his hands right in his jaw. And there's nothing that will kill you more in pass pro than when somebody puts their hands in up underneath your chin because it messes with your power angles. So it takes all the power out of your body. That's why they call it a flag every time. But dude, throwing dimes like that, look at that guy. He's like, "Where's my help? God, I was man. You're right. I was man. I gotta shut up."
That's right. Oh, dang it. Sorry.
Oh, God. Never mind.
All right. So they've got a little momentum going here. What are we dialing up next? This is the very next play. Another play action. Back to the screen game. Little Josh Oliver screen. And again, it's not a home run, but just 8 yards. You need chunks.
It's not even about the 8 yards. We're just going to continue slowing you guys down all day. Look at this guy. He's over here. He's like, no, let's not do it. Let's not do it. Kenny's like, no, we're doing it. He's like, okay, man, we're doing it.
Let's go back here. So they got the 2 tackles are. We running a twist. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Dude, the best is when you catch them arguing with each other. Both of you, shut up.
We doing it? We doing it? No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Kenny's like, yeah, man, we doing it. We're doing it. Okay, we're doing it. What are we doing? I forgot. What are we doing, guys? Oh, here we go. 1 high, 2 high. Here comes this guy. Gotta stop that. No, you don't. Oh. Preston Smith's like, oh my God, wait, what? Dude, once again, you kind of said it. It's not flashy, but it's incorporating more people into our offense, right? So now all of a sudden, if that defensive end never beats that tight end, the first thing he's going to be thinking is what? Is this a screen? Right?
Yeah.
It's just going to slow him up a little bit. It's going to slow everybody up. I mean, dude, we're running this out of somewhat of like a run formation. We're running this off of a play action. Like, that's why it's so fun. It's a play action screen to a tight end. And not even our starting tight end. Talk dirty to me. Good Lord. Still goes for 8 yards.
So all right, I'm going to ask a dumb question here. See if I can bring your tutelage. Are they showing like duo here?
No, it's not duo. It's 395. This is 395. It would be called 395 because the 3 would tell you it's play action and the 95 tells you that it's like a 95 zone. So see how they come together. If you go back a little bit, they come together, the guard in the center and the left, and they're going to be doing what's called like a gap. And you always go to the second linebacker. So 7 is being blocked by 33. We're going to 58 on our gap front side, and then our B backside is going to 29. So everyone's technically covered. If anything were to happen, everyone's picked up. But the best part about this is you're picking on all these pass rushers on the outside, like Preston Smith. What's his number one job? Get sacks. All right, now all of a sudden he sees a play action. He's like, yo, I got this. I don't think so.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. And here goes 8 yards. And you said it. It's not very pretty, but it's 8 yards. And now we're looking at 2nd and 2 or 3rd and 2. And that's much more manageable than 2nd and 6.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, there's nothing that pisses a coach off more than 2nd and 7+. Like they look at you like you failed them. Like what happened
so
first time?
I believe this is now a 2nd and 2 in the sequence here. So the whole playbook is wide open for you here.
I love this. I love this concept on here, this stack concept. Oh my God, go back. I already said it before I even saw it. We run this same concept with my team. The stack, because it always gets the second guy free, right? Especially when you do a press coverage, because the first guy is going to run off that press coverage and he's going to somehow get in the way of the guy covering Justin. See how Justin's outside of the stack? So now his cornerback's going to be outside. Like, I just can't get beat deep outside. Why? Because I got 2 high safeties. So one of them is going to come in here and help me. So I just can't get beat outside. All of a sudden, that looks like, is that Naylor or is that?
That's Sherfield right there. Number 11.
Yeah. So see how Sherfield breaks in. They both kind of break in on the same route. So now the corner's kind of like, where's he going? Where's he going? Sherfield cuts up. Pause. See how Sherfield kind of went up, got in the way of him.
Yeah, so let's keep an eye on Sherfield here for the audience.
It's a great job of keeping relationship with Justin so that all of a sudden when he breaks off, it's kind of like a sluggo, like a slant and go. It's not really a slant and go, though, because he kind of goes right inside. But see how right there, see how he starts pushing
clearing him out. Yeah.
He's trying to clear out 21. But wait. It gets better. He's trying to clear out 21. But the biggest part is that's not even the real pick in this whole thing. There's your pick. And I believe, is that Josh Oliver?
That's Oliver. Yeah, you have a big,
he does a great job.
Pound. Yeah.
I never thought I'd get to say this, but I've said this to my team a few times this year, and it always makes me excited because G-Ro would say this a lot. He'd say, be an actor, not a tractor, when you're running these pick routes. And I used to love that because he's right. See how right here he's kind of acting, oh, I'm going to hit you, but then he gets way out of his way. Dude, you want to know, listen, I will never shit on the Jet. Dude's the man, right? Like, I love listening to him talk. He's super cool. He's a phenomenal player. Great changing talent. But this offense is really being run by one dude, and that's KOC. And this is how you draw up something to go, you want to get the most amazing player wide ass open? Here we go. Let's do this. Let's put him in a stack formation and we'll get him 2 crossing routes. One's going to break up and one's going to break across. And nobody's going to know what's going on. It's awesome. And like I said, it goes back to the same thing I keep saying. This isn't to me like the Kansas City Chiefs where I'm like, they're going to hit a speed bump and fall way down. This is like, man, if you keep growing on all this, I think Sam Darnold had almost 300 yards this week.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns
in the first 2 series.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it just same thing though. Like you're getting better every week. And when you do that consistently, people start to take notice. Beep, beep, beep,
and you know what? Pass pro, it's not always going to be picture perfect clean like the first couple that we showed you.
No.
But this is NFL clean, right? This is, Bradbury's on his knees at one point here, but this is
Listen, you're going to struggle at points. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to struggle. And you said it. Their momentum was shifting. They were getting up. Their fans, they're at home. Dude, you beat the Packers at their house. That's tough to do.
God, look at that. Just bang. I mean, dude, look.
Dude,
look
I know.
At this.
56. Not going to work here.
What are we doing here?
He's like, don't worry, guys. No one's going to throw this fade route.
It's not even letting me draw the full circle on here.
That's how big it was. You can't even draw it on the screen. Dude, look at 56. No worry, guys. I got this fake route. He's
Oh no! Oh no! God! Oh God!
how did I work myself into getting blocked? He's a
And that was it,
linebacker.
man.
Don't hold him accountable. Oh my god! That's why I said it's just too funny, dude. I'm dying over here. I'm
Well, I
watching
know that. I
Van
know.
Ness try and spin into a one-handed Darisaw, and that didn't work. Then I'm watching this team try and cover 18. That's not working.
I mean, I know that a lot of Vikings fans felt some anxiety, some PTSD in the second half of that game, but just listening to you talk about the structure and the bones of this feel, from what you're saying, very legitimate. The X's and O's, just the way that Sam Darnold is driving the car between the lines. And it's a lot of quarterbacks can hit Justin Jefferson wide ass open on that scheme. So it's not a knock on Sam Darnold, and like you said, not a knock on Justin Jefferson, but bravo Kevin O'Connell for being able to dial up schemes and play calls like this in key
Absolutely.
moments.
And not only that, but you're 4-0. You beat a team in your own division. You beat two of the top teams from last year. Things are looking really good. Like you're really controlling your own destiny. And that is the best way to go through this league is when you can just go out and perform and win games and you don't have to rely on, dude, I'm telling you, if you have to rely on people to lose, they will disappoint you because they know that you're waiting for them to lose. And they're like, I'm not going to do it. We are not going to break for this team. Like we're going to stay strong. But when you're out there, like, yeah, we're going to throw it to Johnny Munt. We're going to throw it to Powell, to Jalen, to this guy, to that guy. Like it's just, you force the defense to be like, are we sure we're sound on what we're doing? Are we going to go one-on-one versus these guys? Because Sam's really just throwing it in there. And at the same time, it's kind of like, at what point is someone just going to dial up a ton of pressure and be like, you know what? If we can't get home with 4, we might have to well go 5 or 6. And then it's like, you do that double-edged sort of, if we don't get home, though, this is a feast or famine for us, right? Like if we don't get home to the quarterback, we're leaving everybody outside one-on-one. And that could be really dangerous for everybody. It's really becoming fun because this is real football. This isn't like, oh, well, we got the training wheels on. Sam's new to us. It's like, yeah, no, first week he just yoked it 97 yards. We're good. We're good.
And
he's in this system.
he yoked it 97 yards, and then at Lambeau Field, when the Packers are mounting this comeback and you need 2 or 3 big throws, Kevin O'Connell is not calling. He's not calling draw plays. He's not calling bubble screens. He's calling drop it back, long developing routes. The trust. It's I would say this for anyone, because I've heard some comparisons to like some previous Vikings seasons. You know, the Case Keenum 2017. Case Keenum was a talented professional quarterback.
Love Case.
Seventh round pick though. This Sam Darnold is a different athlete. Sam Darnold is a different level of talent than Case Keenum from 7 or 8 years ago. Absolutely. I don't think this is like that was Case Keenum's one really good year in the NFL. I think this could be the start of like an 8-year run of being really, really good as a solidified starter for Sam Darnold. We're 4 games in. I don't want to go overboard, but
don't get crazy on me, Mackey.
I'm trying not to, Alex. I'm trying not to.
You're the best.
But it's very exciting right now. It's very exciting.
Yeah, of course it is. You're 4-0, and you're about to go smoke the Jets.
Yeah, I think we both agree on what's going. It's going to get really interesting after the bye because you got Detroit is going to be coming up on your schedule. Even that Rams game on a Thursday night. We'll see what happens there, but awesome stuff, dude. Always learn something from you, the Rhino, Alex Boone. You can find him breaking more things down on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel and podcast, Apple and Spotify. 10 plus years in the National Football League trenches. Loved it so much in Minnesota. He stayed and coaches 13-year-olds. Very exciting. Steal some of these concepts for the season.
Damn right I do. Teach it to them. You can teach it to a 40-year-old. I love it.
All right, brother. We'll do it again next week.
Always a pleasure.
Trenches, Purple Daily. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die around here.